All right, what's good, YouTube? It's DJ back with another video. Here's just a quick look at my backyard. I haven't really been uploading as many videos as I probably could this year, just because a lot of the stuff that I've been doing in the garden I've already recorded videos on. But I at least wanted to make a quick update video just showing like a small tour of the garden. I plan on making this video like raw and just uncut. That way I don't have to do much editing, and I want to make it as quick and concise and as to the point as possible. That way it's not a long video, and like I said, I don't have to do much editing. I can go ahead and upload it for you guys to check out and enjoy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. Here on the back porch, this is basically my workspace where I feed my seedlings, start new seeds. Pretty much everything that I can't do in the beds, I do here on this back porch. Never grew potatoes before, but I got some potatoes started here in this bucket. I may make a video showing a little bit more detail about how I did that, but there's plenty of videos on YouTube showing the exact same process. I don't do it really any different, but I still may make a video. Here on the back porch, I got some melons that I'm not even sure if I'm gonna plant these just because they take too much space or take up too much space. Here's some lemon balm I started from seed not too long ago. Thyme, lavender, rosemary, mint. That was actually one mint plant, but I split it up. Some leafy greens, but they're all pretty much baby size, and I think just because they're overcrowded in this pot. I haven't really eaten from this. It's just like I had an extra pot, extra soil, might as well, plant something. Some dill right here. I'll probably cut some of this dill down and use it, and I think I'm gonna actually let it go to seed so I can use the seed for my pickling, because that's how I like to do my pickled cucumbers. Sliding over here, here's a lemon tree. This is one of the lemon trees that I started about 3 years ago. I want to turn this one into a bonsai tree, so that's why it looks so small. I've been just trimming it down every year. And then here's one of my pepper varieties. It's called a Lesia pepper, I believe. I'll show a little bit more details about my peppers, but this is just one of the probably 15 to 16 varieties that I'm growing this year. That pretty much wraps up the back porch. I'm gonna slide over to some of the seedlings that I have. The seedlings over here are pretty much tomatoes. I got a couple of kale plants in there, like right here. I think right here too. But it's mainly tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants that I've been starting over the last couple months or so. I may keep a couple of them just to have some extra food, have a couple extra harvests throughout the year, but I've been pretty much starting them and then giving them away to either family or like neighbors and whatnot. And it's not pretty much, not too much to see there. That's just basically seeds that I started, been feeding and just kind of growing over the last couple months. I really haven't been using my greenhouse like that this year just because it's been so warm, but I may, fix that up and get it actually, up and running again. Over here are my lemon trees. I did make a slight mistake with the lemon trees before. In the winter, I let them out whenever it got to like 22, 23 degrees one night. And I did it twice, and I made a mistake by bringing them in the house, which I think shocked the plant. But for the most part, it looks like they're coming back pretty healthy. And when I say like all of these leaves fell off, like I thought that all the trees were dead, but this one recovered pretty much the quickest. And then this one actually really started just to recover over the last couple weeks. But all in all, they're starting to look healthy again. I fed them. Been keeping them watered, even though they don't want too much water, just keeping the soil moist a little bit so it can kind of recoup itself, but it looks like it's starting to kind of come back. Over here in this bed, this is going to be one of my main beds that I'm going to use for food. As you can see right here, I got tomato plants. I got 4 different varieties of tomatoes. So those 3, and then this 4th one right here. Planting some carrots down here. Planted some carrots down here just to kind of companion plant. I know the carrots taste a little bit different whenever you plant them with the tomatoes, so we're gonna see how that turns out. Some cucumbers I started right here, so I'll get a little bit closer look. That's 4 different varieties of cucumbers that I started. Started those a couple weeks ago, so they should start to take off in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna thin them out within the next day or so. Everything else, this bed is pretty much hasn't been used as much. I think I'm gonna throw some more cucumbers to kind of fill out that little circle or that little like L shape right there, and then I got to figure out what I'm gonna do in the rest of this part. So I think I'm gonna just continue to plant leafy stuff, and I might throw some okra in there as well, but I know okra does take up a lot of space, so I haven't fully decided what I'm gonna do here yet, but it's mainly reserved for the tomatoes and the cucumbers, which I do use a lot of, and then the eggplants as well right there. Sliding back here, like I was mentioning before, I got about 15 to 16 different pepper varieties. So I really like to start all my plants from seed, and I started all these from seed except for this pepper right here. It's a couple like double varieties, like I got a couple jalapeno plants in there and a couple extra cayenne peppers, but everything else is pretty much its own different variety. I don't have all the names off the top of my head, they're in my garden book, but for instance, that's a Scotch bonnet pepper, that's a Carolina Reaper, I think that's a purple bell pepper. Can't remember what that one is. I can't remember what those are. Yeah, I don't remember all the varieties off the top of my head. I'll have to actually go back and look at my book, but like I said, it's probably about 15 good varieties. I got some sage that I started last year. As you can see, the ants. I don't know if you can really see, but you can see the ants in there enjoying my sage, taking up space, but they can do their thing. They ain't bothering nobody. So it's 2 sage plants right there, but I started this one from seed last year. It's really kind of taken off, and then this was a transplant I got from one of my local garden shops. It's just like a broader leaf, but both of them have definitely been good for me. They've been producing a lot. And then here is like my main bed for food. This side is like the beets and the carrots. I haven't harvested any of those yet, but they're coming up here pretty soon. Some more sage that I started last year that's just really kind of overgrown. And really a lot of this stuff right here I need to harvest. I'll probably harvest it maybe tomorrow morning, maybe even after I finish recording this video, but I at least wanted to record a good video just to show how well everything is doing. And it's starting to rain out here a little bit as well, but got spinach all down this row, lettuce pretty much on this row with thyme sprinkled in, and then some Swiss chard at the end. This row right here, what is this, some cilantro right here, but I think I planted it a little too late. It's already starting to bolt, flower, so I haven't got as much leaves as I would like. So I don't know if I'm gonna just trim this back or end up letting it go to seed and harvesting some of the seeds from it. So I haven't decided what I'm gonna do there yet, but that is cilantro right there. This is pretty much like a kale row with broccoli in the back. Broccoli looks pretty much the same like the leaves do. So we eat the leaves on broccoli just like we do the kale. But this is pretty much like a kale row. So this is one variety right here. This is another variety. This is another one, and this is another one as well too. And then, like I said, broccoli in the back. Here's some collards right here. You can see I got a little bit of a pest issue. I'll probably get some BT sprayed on it, or look under these leaves to make sure there's no like eggs being laid or anything. But not too much damage, not anything that can't be cleared up pretty quickly. Some bok choy right here. Should have been harvested this. I can still harvest it now. I'll probably harvest it within the next day or so. Go ahead and get it cooked up and eaten. But it's just been kind of there growing for the last couple months. And then going around to this side real quick. So this is some arugula. As you can see, this is kind of bolted too. But what I'm gonna do is just trim it back. It has pretty good shade just from like these mustard leaves, and then the sage kind of being real close to it, and the broccoli as well. So I think if I trim it back, it shouldn't bolt too much more. I know the weather is starting to get a little warm, so that is an issue that I'm gonna have to worry about, but I still think I got a good amount of harvest that I can get out of it. And then the mustard is doing really well as well. And pretty much with all these, all I do is harvest them. If they're big leaves, we kind of cut them up and put them in our salads or put them in a smoothie and whatnot. If it's smaller leaves, we kind of eat them as is. But that's just a quick tour of the garden right there. Well, actually, last thing, this is a bed that I'm starting from scratch. When I say starting from scratch, I've pretty much just been throwing organic material in there, letting it compost and break down. It probably won't be fully ready this year, and that's fine. I did plant one of my peppers in here just because I had an extra one, just to see if it does have enough nutrients or if it's going to burn the plant from the nutrients. But all in all, I don't think this one's going to be fully ready until next year, and that's fine. I think I got plenty enough space. But that's pretty much a little quick tour of the garden right there. I kind of slacked on my grass videos showing how I renovated the yard, but the grass is looking pretty good. And then there's just like more of a wide shot picture of, you know, everything that I got going on in the garden. So, you know, make sure you subscribe to the channel, you know, like this video if you enjoyed it, comment on it if there's anything else you would like to see. But like I said, I just wanted to give a quick little tour video, uncut video, showing what the garden look like right now. I may do another one similar to this in June. Today is May 12th, 2022. I don't know if I said that already, but middle of May. So we're kind of just really getting started in the growing season. It's not even summer yet. It's still in the middle of the spring here in my area. But yeah, just a little quick depiction of what I got going on in the backyard. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video. And until next time, guys, peace.